Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Racha Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Ban Yasharala of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere Akim, Christian's truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Kharab Ban Yasharala coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. And today I'll be coming out with another lesson on this article. And I was just reading through some things and I seen this and it's caught my attention. And it says China unveils its new graphite bomb. It says China's state TV broadcaster has revealed details of a new graphite bomb that can cause a complete loss of electricity, similar to the EMP, electromagnetic pulse, which also knocks out electricity. But let's continue. China's state broadcaster has revealed details of a new graphite bomb that could cause a complete loss of electricity across an area of 10,000 square meters, or knock out entire power stations. It says an animated video released by China's closed-circuit television showed a missile being launched from a ground-based launcher, then flying to a target where it releases 90 small sub-munitions. They then bounce on the ground before exploding amid a mock-up of an electrical substation. The video shows electrical equipment malfunction. Now, I'm going to try to play this, and hopefully it don't knock off the screen recorder. Now, though this might not be an ICBM, it is still part of Moab's arsenal, and this could be used for ground invasions. Boots on the ground, because there have been quite a numerable amount of articles that I've been looking at that shows China constantly warning the U.S. so something could happen and they could use this. And again, it could knock out electronics. It could knock out substations or power stations, whatever you want to call them, which would leave places of here in Babylon, America, in the dark. People of course are going to be bewildered. They ain't going to know what's going on. And then, should the Lord allow boots on the ground or things to happen in that way, or however it's going to happen, this is still part of Moab's munitions arsenal, and it could very well be used. May not necessarily cause devastation, but it can still cause a serious problem. However, the Lord's will goes for the downfall of this place, Babylon, America. Outside of what we already know what's going to happen according to the scriptures. Let's continue. It says the video of the new weapon comes amid heightened global tensions and the rising threat. They keep saying China going to invade in Taiwan, I guess. But let's continue. It says China also has been a key ally to Russia during its full-scale war, helping Moscow evade Western sanctions and becoming the source of blah blah blah. But let's continue. It says, how does a graphite bomb work? Graphite bomb, also known as blackout bombs or soft bombs, release a dense cloud of tiny graphite particles over a target area. As graphite, even particles dispersed in a cloud, is an extremely good conductor of electricity, and any power lines or electrical equipment in the target area will be short-circuited. Such an attack on civilian or military area will mean any electrical equipment in the area will cease to function. Starting to seem and sound like an upgraded EMP. But let's continue. It says, but released over a power station, the entire region it supplies will be affected. Though a graphite bomb is classified as non-lethal, the effects of widespread power outages among civilian population can cause casualties. Yeah, because things like hospitals, people on breathing machines, people have pacemakers and all that stuff walking around outside. Short circuit, doom. But this just caught my attention though. But still, the Lord could allow this to be used as part of the downfall to Babylon America. It says, but it's talking about when Babylon used it. Let's continue. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna just leave it right there. But as you can see, this is just another one of these other nations' arsenal. And it could very well be used. May not necessarily cause widespread, unbridled nuclear devastation, but nonetheless it could still cause a great problem, such as, again, knocking out power for a whole region, which could cause an innumerable amount of we'll say distress and mawath for civilian population and even the military. So let's see. I'm going to just read verse 7 of Ezekiel 28. It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. And it's just talking about Russia, But back then it was talking about the armies and the malice of Gog and the Most High's judgment against them. But in today's time, it is applicable to today's time, with Russia being in that spot, metaphorically, parabolically, being a guard unto these other nations. Because when it comes down to BRICS, Russia is the military industrial complex of BRICS, and then China is the financial complex of BRICS, and then you have a conglomerate of other nations, BRICS, Brazil, Russia, China, India, if I'm not mistaken, South Africa, and then now you have the UAE that's become a part of it, and you have a whole host of other nations that have become a part of it. And guess what? Russia is going to be a guard unto them, to these other nations, but these other nations also has an army as well. That's why it says, be thou prepared. So these other nations are getting prepared. This is just another preparation. This weapon is just another preparation. It says, be thou prepared for thyself, meaning telling Russia and all these nations that is assembled. It says, be thou prepared for thyself and all thy company. That's talking about armies and other nations' armies as well. And it says, and all that are assembled unto thee. So these other nations are assembled unto Russia. China has an army. Korea, India, all these other nations, they have an army, and they're going to be assembled together to come against Babylon America. Thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, it's going to happen. But yeah, it was just a little quick lesson. I saw it and it kind of grabbed my attention. So with that, Shalom.